You are now listening to Feeding Off Each Other.
If you're ready to party harder, let me see your hands up.
Whoa. Welcome back to Feeding Off Each Other, the show where we chat to people way more interesting than ourselves in the hopes of stealing some of their sweet, sweet talent and knowledge. I'm Matt Dennison. I'm joined by the man, the myth, the eyebrows, Jason Lucas.
Thank you. Yes, hello.
We just had a conversation. Oh my God, that's a loud sound.
Oh, I gotta turn this down.
We were just having a conversation of who had the thickest eyebrows between Jason and I. Dave said, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
There's some pretty sweet eyebrows.
They are good eyebrows. I'm jealous.
I know. He can work them too. He knows what to do with them. It's one thing to have eyebrows. It's another thing to know what to do with them.
I actually don't. I can't do the one eyebrow raise, which I really
Can you do the worm at least?
No.
No, don't use them both. Don't go halfway.
I can just look surprised or angry.
Yeah.
Jason's got the best facial expressions, but it's so
true.
good on film. I am also joined by the weird-looking David Wiggins.
Oh, that cuts deep.
That's for listeners who listened to the last episode. Someone called in and said Dave looks weird, and it's been messing with him. And we don't like you anymore. Whoever called in, very mean.
That was really offensive.
Yeah, that is a bit offensive. Subjective.
Like
and a bit like what?
He submitted a message just to say I look weird, and he used my first and last name.
That sounds like someone trying to say they love you, but
I hope so.
But they're too awkward about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you look like, I don't know, people.
I look like a guy.
Yeah, you look like a guy.
I'm concerned that Dave's gonna start taking offense that you look too normal now.
Oh.
I just look like a normal guy. I'm not. There's nothing special about me.
That's good.
It was probably a bot.
Yeah.
That
One of
was
those
probably-
audio bots
Yeah.
that phones in
Yeah.
and leaves a first and last name.
Yeah, that's the new thing.
Yeah,
That's the new thing.
Thanks a lot, Elon.
Hey Dave, you have a fun fact of the day? Because it's just a
Oh.
question mark here on our notes. It's just
Yeah.
fun fact of the day, question mark.
Okay, wait.
It's okay. You can. Oh, you got one?
No.
Okay, source it.
Okay, yeah, I got one.
Okay, all right.
Giraffes' feet are the size of a dinner plate.
Cool.
You just like pulled that off the top. You didn't even look that up.
He made it up.
You just knew that?
And I think they can run up to 30 miles an hour.
Wow.
He was raised by giraffes, so it's kind of like it's just obvious. That's why he's so weird.
Maybe
looking.
that's
I
why
used,
he
to have
looks
a
weird.
I used to have a complex about having a long neck when I was a child. And I would
That's it. Actually, that's the weird thing.
I would
Everything
wear
else about you is normal.
I would
except
wear
the long neck.
turtlenecks. I would wear turtlenecks because I thought it covered my neck. Really, it just accentuates the neck, doesn't it?
That's just the opposite.
It's like a neck cozy.
Yeah.
know.
Now that you do mention it, you're long as. I mean, you're long as neck as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what they say about long necks?
Tiny dicks.
The smallest.
All
Yeah.
of it went to the neck.
Yeah, there was no girth left.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm wasting no time. I'm going to introduce our guest. You may know today's guest as one of the stars of the hit sketch comedy series Conversations with My 2-Year-Old. Besides his YouTube stardom, he works as a writer, actor, and producer on various productions, including the 2022 comedy Corner Office, starring the one and only Jon Hamm. You may also recognize
Talk
today's...
about big necks.
He's got a thick neck.
Great neck.
You may also recognize today's guest from a few IFHT films, including How to Be a Canadian. He's as funny as they come and as ginger as they come. He has no soul. Please welcome Matt Clarke.
Jesus Christ.
The ginger's going away, sadly. The ginger's
Is it?
getting
That's-
a bit grayer. It's really
Honestly,
it's really
we wrote that. Dave came up with it. I had nothing to do with it. Dave came up with it.
well. It's interesting if
Absolutely not.
my
I
if
came
my
up with it.
soul if I start as I go less ginger, get more gray. Do I get more soul?
More soul?
What's the fun?
Gray
fact?
people are pretty soulful.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. So I have something to
Yeah.
look forward to.
Yeah. Your children are just stuck with it though.
Yeah. You didn't mention that my favorite thing I ever did with you, which was the rap battle. The
Well,
camp big.
we actually just remembered this like 10 minutes ago that we did that together. Mm-hmm. But I got to be honest. I came up with the ginger thing and I contemplated it, and I actually then like Google imaged you, and I was like, is it actually that ginger? It looks like he's dying it or it's fading. Is it offensive?
Wow. No, I have no. If you're a ginger, you can't be. you know, there's all sorts of ginger privilege that doesn't get talked about. You know,
You don't have like
you
a,
can't be a victim. You can't be a victim and a ginger at the same time.
that's a good mindset. You don't have a
What was
ginger
the kid? There
complex.
was that like with the kid, the kid. South Park made fun of him way back when, right? Like he hit one of those rants with the gingers do have souls.
The chubby kid.
The chubby kid,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think he was just big boned.
Yeah, he was just weird looking.
He just had so much soul. He was bursting. He was overflowing with ginger soul. I don't know. I don't remember when the ginger thing became a thing. Was it all for you guys? You're a little younger than me, so was it always a thing? It came up when I was like in my late teens or early 20s. People started like discriminating against the gingers.
I feel like it was high school. Yeah.
I don't remember it being a thing at my schools.
No.
No, not really.
What about your 20s though? 'Cause
Yeah, I remember it kind of becoming a thing later.
It seems. Yeah. That checks out.
Yeah, this is good podcasting right now, guys.
Yeah. Our ginger demographic
Ginger
is just skyrocketing or plummeting. We're not sure.
We're not even taking a position on gingers either. We're just really middle of the road.
We're
on ginger
Switzerlanding
lore.
gingers.
Yeah.
There's a this film on Vimeo, and it's incredible. I gotta find it before the podcast ends. They draw a parallel between like racism and they use ginger kids as the example, but it's like a whole bunch of ginger kids running through a field and there's landmines blowing up. It's like a wartime kind of thing, but they cast like dozens of gingers. I'm wildly using this term.
That's
probably
our
offending
word.
someone.
That's our word.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll stop
It's the
saying
G,
it.
you can say the G, word.
The G word, please.
And anyways, it's great. I'm gonna try to pull it up. But yeah, we only just remembered that you were a part of that camper versus glamper rap battle on our channel, and you were also in How to Be a Canadian 1 and 2, and we did Let's Make This Consensual, if you remember
A
that.
cameo in that.
Oh yeah,
You were
that was
kinda-
the music video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We did that.
Did we do something before that? Like we were trying to. Like it's been so long now that.
That was, I think that was the first thing.
So we reached out to you and we're like, "Hey, you want to be in this video?"
For like 10 seconds.
Yeah, for like 10 seconds or so. Oh no, we met doing a panel. I think. Do you guys remember that? There was like some YouTube Canada
Was that
panel.
like Granville Island in Vancouver here?
No, I think that one was later.
That was later.
I think.
Yeah, it was like in Gastown or something. Anyways, it was something. It was some sort of
yes.
panel, and then it was you guys.
It was
and
actually
me
YouTube.
And David. Yeah, it was actually like YouTube Canada. I think put it on.
Oh yeah, we got like a notebook maybe. Wasn't there like a little
You got a
swag pack?
notebook? I didn't get anything. I
Like a
don't remember
YouTube
getting
notebook,
anything.
maybe,
This is
or pen.
bullshit.
I took yours.
Yeah, they're like Matt. This is Matt's notebook.
Yeah.
Oh, but there was us and I don't know. There's someone else maybe.
Had to
I
be
can't
more
remember.
than
Maybe it was
us.
Linda Dong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe someone else, who obviously wasn't overly memorable.
Yeah. Clearly.
It was me.
yeah.
I swear,
some
I
other-
would remember that neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of neck,
Really
but not a lot of
weird
human.
face. Yeah.
Some other generic white.
And then
guy
I think
can
we
get
were
it.
like, we should do stuff because collabing was the thing, right? Everyone was like, oh, you should collab.
That's what
On
I remember.
YouTube.
They pushed that hard. Well, were we talking about how we knew everything about YouTube to other people, or was it just a meet and greet?
No, I think we were all talking about how good we were and how much we knew about everything.
I love that.
Yeah,
At the ripe old age of probably we were like 18
Yeah.
or 19.
yeah.
Okay, I interrupt for the video. I found the video. It's a music video, MIA, called
Oh, I know that. Yeah. I know.
called Born Free.
Yeah. I know this one.
Fantastic.
Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think I've seen it, but I don't remember this well.
Okay, yeah, just look it up. Director Romain Gavras. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Oh, the ginger video. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the first video you guys did together.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, the
Oh,
ginger
yeah,
video.
yeah.
Yeah,
We did an MIA.
Yeah,
music
MIA,
video.
Born Free. So good. Watch it.
MIA.
Crazy.
You can't talk about her. She's canceled now. Come on.
Oh, is she?
Oh yeah, she did get canceled. What for?
This video.
Blown up gingers?
I think it was kind of like, I think it was maybe in relation to the Kanye, was it the Kanye thing? And she was like, yeah, you can talk bad about Jewish people. I don't know. I think it was basically like, oh, it's hypocritical if
Don't
you're
take that
negative about
soundbite
it.
out
Yeah.
of context. You say that might get canceled. So the ginger discrimination, people were okay with that, but as soon as she started talking about other minorities,
Yeah,
that's
I think
unjust. Absolutely,
I think she just kind of went off the deep end.
there's something anti-vaxxing or something.
Oh yeah, that was part of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just all the good stuff.
Yeah, all the classics.
All the classics.
All right, guys, maybe don't look up the video. It's terrible.
I mean,
On further inspection.
Paper Planes is a banger. You can't.
You
Can't deny that
Yeah,
one.
those tops.
What was that? Did someone just finish a file transfer?
Oh, that was my video.
Oh, okay, great. Good. Successful file transfer.
Yeah.
Good for you
Congrats.
guys.
Yeah, way to go,
It
guys.
was a satisfying dump.
Yeah.
Way better than your murderous, bloody dump from the last podcast. Jeez.
Yeah, that was gross.
Anyways, thanks for being here, Matt.
And I think I'm done. I'm leaving now. Yeah, it's just fun. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But thank you for having me. Thank
and-
you for having me.
Thanks for being here once again. Thanks for everything you've contributed to our video journey, and
You're welcome.
you've always been generous and with your time and your comedy.
No, I think you guys are always, I'm big fans. I'm always a fan of working with you guys, and you're always doing really good stuff. And I think we were like, we should like catch up.
Yeah.
But then you were like, well, you should just come on the podcast because
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
trying to
yeah. That's what I do
monetize
now.
all social
We try and
interaction.
monetize every interaction we
Yeah,
have.
you can't. Yeah, you can't have coffee.
This is how we catch up. We
Yeah.
don't talk.
Yeah.
This.
It comes from a place of love, but it is like it's just like too busy nowadays. It's like it's a great excuse to catch up.
It's actually a good way to sit. When do you sit down with other friends for
And like
for
with headphones
an hour?
on.
How long is this? 2 hours?
4.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
You cleared your day, right?
Should have brought more anecdotes.
Yeah, no, it's been good. What the rap battle? I'm just trying to remember back. It was for Mountain Equipment Co-op,
Yeah, it was for
then
Mountain
Mountain
Yeah.
Equipment Company now.
Oh yeah, because it's not a co-op.
They're not a co-op anymore.
It got capitalisted.
Yes.
Capitalized.
Do you remember working on that, like from your side of things? Because I think that was like a big production for us back then. That was
Yeah,
a lot of moving pieces.
I had been just doing commercials for Mech, just doing like filming road biking, filming skiing or whatever.
Yeah.
And my buddy who had worked there at the time, he knew I did YouTube, and I was like, "Oh man, you want to do something funny?" Just trying to like keep poking him every now and then. And eventually, he's like, "Yeah, we got to do something for camping." And they had some budget, and I was like, "Let's do a rap battle," because we had just done a rap battle previously.
Yeah, like the mountain biker one or something.
yeah, mountain
yeah,
biker versus
yeah.
road bike.
And somehow they said yes. So we did camper versus glamper. I was the glamper, and you were the camper.
Yeah, I got the family, but I think we couldn't use my real kids or something. We had to use like they were too young or something. We used the other kids. A woman that worked there.
Yeah,
or something, like-
Diane.
Diane's kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were there. It was super fun. I remember we did this because we did like you do when you do hip hop videos, which that's our
Yeah.
world.
Yes.
That's actually Matt's world.
Yeah, I know he's big. But we did the song first, and it was a banger. Like you wrote, it was solid. You clapped with someone on it or something. Maybe it was just
We had some help from Manola Gray.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they helped with the lyrical side of things because they're
Okay.
the actual lyrical geniuses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah,
And
they
but
worked
I
hard on that,
remember distinctly when we were at your place and we were doing the vocals, and I was rapping.
And you were
I
good.
Oh, it was really good. But I said no. But I said I think I asked like what was on fleek. What on fleek was one of the lines.
Yeah.
And it was. I think it was early in the
the
fleek
fleek, yeah.
trajectory of modern parlance, and I think you guys all just laughed for like 2 minutes straight.
And here we go for another minute.
Yeah.
Now it's like the most outdated thing you can say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like saying groovy or something.
Yeah.
It's like saying.
Yeah.
It's like saying. Do you know how to define yeet?
No, damn it! You're gonna laugh at me now again for another minute.
I think it just got added to the Webster's dictionary or
Yeet?
something. Yeet. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You got that from Workaholics.
From Workaholics
didn't you?
podcast. Yeah.
Oh, I love the Workaholics. They have a podcast.
Yeah. This is important.
It's really good.
pretty neat.
And that's pretty yeet. Yeet is I know it as like throwing something.
Yeah, you like huck something.
when you yeet something,
You yeet. It's a verb.
or like a squirrel
Yeah,
jumps
to
off.
yeet.
Yeah. You yeet yourself, or the squirrel yeeted itself off the
Yeeted,
top
is
of the
that
tree.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the words are getting a bit lazier. That's just really like it's like a fancy grunt. Yeet.
It's kind of like a
Hardly.
Batman sound. Like in how
Yeah,
it would be
yeah,
like kablam,
pow.
pow, yeet.
Yeah. Yeet. Yeet.
Hey, how's the chair? You look a little uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable.
I
You guys, no, Dave and I got the same
Yeah,
one.
we
We're
got
okay.
well,
The shit
yeah.
chairs. We're
I
both
made-
gonna have hemorrhoids at the end of
We're
this.
I'm
That's
sorry.
why we look weird.
I'm
We're not
sorry.
really weird. We're just in awkward positions on
Yeah,
weird
that's why
chairs.
the guy thinks I look weird. 'Cause I'm always like,
Yeah.
We found these. Brooke and I found these chairs on the street. I'm not kidding.
Oh, that is yeet.
Some fleet, fam.
you found it on the Yeet.
On the Yeet Street.
On Yeet
was on
Street.
fleek.
Yeah.
So they were they're garbage chairs.
Yeah, we just kind of cleaned them up, buffed
That's
them
some
out.
of the best stuff, actually. Some of the best stuff is
Yeah, these are like $1,000 chairs.
yeah.
You just threw them
Where?
out.
One man's trash is another man's
Where?
interior decorative choice.
What? Where does it cost $1,000?
Yeah.
On the internet? I don't know.
Were you able to identify where they're from?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, so you're
but
just
it's
assuming that price.
well, if you wanted to find the exact same style of chair right now with what's available, it
Right.
costs you about $1,000. But what doesn't cost
true.
$1,000 these days?
Sandwiches.
Okay. Well, didn't actually have to answer the
Depends
question.
what kind of sandwiches you
Yeah.
eat.
That's true.
I eat sandwiches that
say
contain
eat.
chairs. Yeah, we filmed the camper rap battle at Alice Lake.
Yeah.
They actually permitted us, which
Mm-hmm.
was nice.
It's provincial park.
Yeah.
That was big. I have like a neighbor that works for like camping or tours in BC or something. She still talks about that video every year.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think that every video of ours
And I think
holds
they
up.
play it at conferences or something.
I thought you were going to say
you guys-
concerts.
No. Like there's like some conference. He's like, I was at this conference and they played the video like on the. Did you guys get royalties for this?
Definitely not.
No, it's like it's like a cult. It's like an underground.
It was like MIA's
tourism
conference.
industry cult. Yeah. Cult classic. You guys, it's lasted.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, I'm glad it could contribute to the culture out there. We, I don't think that every video holds up, but I do think that one holds up.
Yeah, it holds up pretty well.
Yeah. And then, Jason, you finished that video off with your performance.
Oh yeah, out of the RV. That guy drove that RV from like the Fraser Valley that day or something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember. It
was a big one,
It was
right?
a huge RV,
Massive.
like, big RV.
That's what we need on the Island Ride Park tour. We need that kind of.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We
that
should
was-
actually be sending the emails for the tour like now because they're all booked up like so early, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's the tour?
Oh, we do an Island Ride. It's called. Have you
Island
ever
Ride
seen
Park.
Island Ride Park? You've seen that probably.
Yeah.
The I Only Ride Park tour. We just go to bike park to bike park to bike park, and we made a little show out of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was our thing. This
We
summer.
ride, and we also incorporate small music videos and small pranks. The pranks are kind of just on ourselves, kind of like humiliating ourselves. But yeah,
Sweet.
nice excuse to.
And where's this
Ride
tour?
bikes.
Where's the tour going this year?
Well, we did BC this year.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We don't know. We don't even know. Is it going to happen? I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We got a plan. It's hard.
Do you charge tickets? Or do you just
No. It's a tour, but it's like not a concert tour.
It's our tour,
Right,
like it's like a little docu-series.
Yeah,
So each
okay,
video is a different stop.
And we do meetups, so people
Yeah,
come and
that's
we
the
do
tour
giveaways and
component.
stuff. And
Yeah.
people actually can come ride with us too.
We have
But,
tour
yeah.
T-shirts.
damn, I want to do it now.
Yeah.
Get a mountain bike, man. This isn't the first time I've asked you
I
to get on a
know.
mountain bike.
Yeah.
I know. I do need a good mountain bike, but you can't get mountain bikes now. Every bike's like $1 gazillion now.
Oh, that's going to change.
Is it?
Yep. The bike industry is going the other way right now. Pendulum's swinging.
Really?
Bikes are going to go on discount. Yeah.
Right.
They got a lot.
Scoop those deals, man.
I've had the same bike. It's like a street bike, but I've had it for like 20 years now.
Nice.
Still the same one.
What brand is it?
It's like I don't know.
Yeah,
Honestly, I
those
don't
are
know.
nice.
Yeah.
I like those.
It's
I believe it's a Yeet. Is it a Schwinn?
no, I wish.
No, it's a Sorry, I'm just trying to incorporate all the lingo I can.
The first time I ever went mountain biking actually was this was like in the early 90s, and I had like what was like a mountain bike, but it was like kind of pre-suspension being a big thing. I went up to like Fortress, and which is like in Banff in Alberta, kind of outside Calgary where I grew up, and I rode it up, and then rode it down, and it was so uncomfortable. And my arms were like, the next day I couldn't close my hands. My arms were so just demolished from like going down the down the hill. I was like, people do this for fun?
Oh my God, he on X Games mode.
Yeah. I totally got X Games.
Yeah, I think it takes a while to get over the arm pump. We call it.
Also,
Now you get the suspension, so it's a little like there's a
it's a
little
little
bit of-
easier.
Yeah, yeah. It was just all every little thing.
Yeah. Oh, I bet those.
The washboards, you know
Yeah,
that those are created from braking. They just keep getting worse because after every person breaks, I got a squeaky chair. Sorry, that distracted me.
$1,000 chair right there.
Jesus, I found it on the street, man.
Rap battles.
We're also talking about how to be a Canadian. You had a brief cameo in there.
Yeah.
Or maybe a couple cameos, or were you just in the end?
I think I did
Poutine?
two. There was
He
the
was in
poutine,
two of
them. You did two,
and then
but
there
in
was
the
another
first
one,
one-
like with the Trudeau, or was that the Trudeau?
Oh,
The second
yeah,
one,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Trudeau
Yes,
and-
yes, yes.
Yeah.
But
With
yeah,
your
the
mustache.
poutine one was that the first one?
Yeah.
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 And then the second one we did it was the hockey,
The cheating one.
the
The
cheating
cheating
one,
one.
right?
Yeah,
With
yeah,
the-
Yeah. With
the-
David
with David, yeah,
and your wife.
So funny.
And your
It's really
actual
funny.
wife.
So funny.
that one was
A
really,
hat trick.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've watched that over and over
It's
again.
such a good
Because
one.
we recently just kind of cut that out and put it up as a social cut.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was
yeah.
you guys are just so funny.
that was gold.
So
Yeah.
that was gold.
That was really good.
And you had your wife in the bed there, like, and she was just like looking at you, giving you guys eyes, like, what the hell's going on? They have a bromance now.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you want to get a beer? Let's get a beer. I actually was saying that
yeah.
over and over again to Brooke. Let's get a beer. You want a beer? Let's go get a beer.
There wasn't someone else in your bed. Was there?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah.
But yeah, you did the scene where the kid is crying because the gravy wasn't hot enough to melt the cheese curds.
Yeah.
Since then, I've learned that a good poutine doesn't actually have melted cheese curds. A good poutine, the curds are solid so that they squeak. If you have melted cheese curds, there's no squeak.
Right.
I still prefer it melted.
Yeah, I think so. Too.
We went to Quebec and we did a poutine tour, and I was like, could go with some melting here.
Yeah.
We did.
So that kid was upset for nothing. I should have been like, "Suck it up, kid.
Little asshole.
This is a beautiful poutine."
It's so beautiful.
So the other thing with that scene is, for whatever reason, that day we decided to go with pronouncing it poutine.
Oh yeah,
because the kid pronounced it poutine.
Oh yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and his parent, his mom was like French Canadian.
Yeah, and so I was aware that you could pronounce it that way, and I think someone told me, or I read, or maybe it was those guys said like, oh yeah, that's the proper way to say it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, this video might kind of it might go pretty big. A lot of people are going to see this. Which way should we go? Should we go poutine or poutine? And I said, screw it, let's go poutine. And then we posted it, and we just got blasted, and we're still blasted to this day.
What did he say?
We're just driving that engagement, baby. Good or bad.
Like-
you want those comments.
So all about you want that hate, those hate
want that
views.
hate.
Yeah.
Unbelievable amount of comments to this day. Like, because the video's all over now. It's on Facebook, not just YouTube, right? And
That was
man,
huge. That was a massive. That went crazy. It
Yeah.
went viral.
Yeah,
It's actually
It
viral.
yeeted. It yeeted to the top of the
Oh,
yeah.
What did it ever?
of the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that. People were like, I remember thinking like, why did we say that? Why did we open ourselves up to this? horrible-
I don't know.
to this public shaming.
It's very it's a polarizing topic because you do see people getting into it. They're arguing. You got people who are purists and they're like, it is Putin. Finally, they pronounced it right on behalf of my people. And then
Don't they say like poutin though or something?
Yeah, like in
poutin?
French, it's like potin.
Yeah, so it's like kind of between the two. It's not like a hard teen, you know?
yeah,
What?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeeted my way right into
going
that
the way
one.
of MI
Yeah.
over there.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Don't worry, 18 plus is fine.
I just
Have as
feel
many
like
hard teens as you want.
I just feel like it was like that one blemish on a great video, you know? I mean, if it
Yeah.
wasn't that thing, it would have been another thing though.
I don't consider it a blemish. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a. I mean, it got people talking,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
which is good, and it wasn't factually incorrect.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you had said poutine, do you think either would have been people are just used to that, so they would have been like the Putin, yeah, you know, drivers, the people that are really pro Putin, Shit.
What?
They would. Maybe that's why they were upset. Maybe, yeah. Maybe. But the people that were, but they wouldn't have been. They're just used to poutine winning the day all the time.
God, this is the most Canadian podcast ever.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
But it's
now.
kind of like,
This is good podcast.
you know, in
It's
Glorious
okay.
Bastards, the movie,
Yeah.
Bastards is spelled with an E. It's like spelled incorrectly in the title,
Yeah.
but like on purpose, you know. So you put a little paprika on there and just do your own thing.
Yeah. Spice it up.
Yeah, it's not a blemish. It's ultimately was a engagement driver. So
Yeah.
suckers, we planned it.
That's right. All you people that got upset, we algorithmed you.
We also were talking about the Scion ad that we did get.
Oh yeah,
That was
Yeah.
your project.
That was my project.
Tell
yeah.
us about that.
Yeah. A friend of mine worked or ran. He was like the GM at like a Scion dealership. and
R.I.P..
He was like, yeah, they're no longer.
He died,
So,
sorry?
Yeah.
just
Scion
the
did.
company.
And I was talking about doing like a ad, and I was like, oh, we should do this concept of like how not to get a deal on a car, like how to play with all the, you know, everyone's always like, oh, this is how you get a deal. You go at the end of the month, or if you talk to the guy asking for this, they can only, take this much off, but if you ask for this, then they'll throw that in, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's got an idea. So I was like, oh, we should go and like have this a couple idiots go in and say, okay, this is how you get a real good deal. And they're all incredibly stupid ideas. Like one was like, if you lick the car, you could pull the lick it rule, if you lick it, it's yours. And there was one where I think to go back, I think I asked you guys both to do it, but you couldn't do it, Matt.
Yeah, you asked me to act in it. I think I said no at the time because I was uncertain of.
Yeah.
I wasn't very confident in my like acting abilities. I think,
But you guys were you guys were so stupid in in the right way for it. Like you have like the good, like you like that good all your stuff.
All right, thanks for listening to Feeding Off Each Other.
been
That was the
another
podcast. Let us know who you want us on next year.
It's
Next
very
year?
hard to
Next
be.
year.
I think it's very hard and very. It's a great skill to be like stupid, like dumb in comedy, but not like, but still like entertaining and enjoyable. And I was like, oh, these guys you guys walk that line very well. So I was
Okay,
like,
great.
But anyways, you turned me down, and so.
But I offered to edit, and I also
That's right.
suggested another great actor.
Yeah.
And he was busy, so they asked me.
So I got eyebrows.
And they asked 45 other people.
Yeah, and they asked 45 other people.
Yeah.
The Rolodex was empty.
Yeah. So no, that guy's neck's too long. So I guess we're going with old Jay and the eyebrows. And so what was the other one? The other one was like you were dead in the trunk.
Yeah,
I
there was like a
think,
dead in the trunk thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then there was one
tied up
more,
with
which
ropes.
was like I forget what this. But it was actually pretty funny too. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like that was the thing. Like you could just do like really scrappy. There was like a small kind of handful of us like just making
Just a one-day
making
shoot.
stuff, one day shoot. Like you get like into the dealership or you get into the shop or something, and all of a sudden there's like all this great free production value that you can like, shoot stuff, just screwing around, just being stupid.
So is that video online?
I don't know actually.
I don't think so.
I don't think it is actually. I think the dealership like used it for a bunch of stuff or whatever, but I think it might be just done now.
It's
Just
they
on
just
my
killed
video.
it.
Yeah, Sion's
Well,
dead.
It's on my private Vimeo.
Yeah, I had no idea
Somewhere.
that Scion was dead. It's a Toyota
It was Toyota.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Toyota, I think, just like absorbed it into Toyota.
Yeah. Yeah. They just killed it.
What's the reasoning? Why did they even start that?
I don't think
company.
Scion was actually like, okay, this is boring, but I'm going to talk about it anyways.
We like it.
And also because I don't know that much about it. I just know a little bit about a boring topic, so I'm going to talk about it. I think they like started Scion. Originally, they were like entirely customizable cars. Like you would just buy like the base, and then you could like do like hundreds of specialized things. That was like part of the shtick, and they had like a really limited number. Like it was actually a pretty good idea as far as like limiting supply to increase demand, all that kind of like crazy marketing stuff. And because the first couple of years, I remember people were like, "Oh, that guy's got a Scion. That is so cool."
Yeah.
And you'd be like, "Oh my, this color. Or I've got this different sort of door handle, or this kind of mirror, like everything." And I don't know what went wrong. Maybe they just started making too many of them. I think it became like a mass-produced thing, and you can customize. And then it was just like, oh, this is just like another Toyota.
I think your commercial killed the company.
It might have
You
done.
guys
that,
put them
actually.
under.
Yeah, that was the final nail in the coffin.
I also feel like that was maybe more of like a 90s 2000 thing, like everyone getting their own custom souped up, and everyone will put their
Yeah.
own sound system in car. Like, do people do
Yeah.
that as much, or is that just a young person thing?
Yeah,
I just
I
don't know
Yeah,
young
remember
people.
like you used to go to like Future Shop or Best Buy, and there'd be like
Yeah.
a whole section of the
Oh, yeah.
store where there's like of just car
sound
stereos.
systems.
Yeah.
And it would be like a subwoofer off
Yeah,
amongst.
I was gonna
certain
say, I'm
people.
pretty
Yeah.
sure in the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, Bow Wow has a Scion, the SUV one that,
That
looked like a
sounds about right.
box.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
it was shaped like the Hulk, and it had like fists coming out of it and stuff. And I agree though, it was like this like cool. It was like trying to be cool. Where
Yeah.
Toyota was more like economical and reliable and whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
something went amiss. Probably the commercial.
Just for the kids, probably the commercial.
Probably the commercial. Yeah.
What else have we done together?
We also did another video that got axed completely.
Oh, was that the Whistler one?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
We're really good at making videos.
Yeah. yeah. There's gonna be a vault. We should put together like a best of, like
Best of,
you know,
worst of.
Yeah.
Well, I signed papers. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast already, but I signed papers with that agency that said I will never release any footage from this commercial ever, and like signed multiple forms. And then I practically had to burn the footage. I still have it, but yeah, I hope they're not listening.
Why did they kill it?
They just got cold feet with the concept, I think.
Didn't management change as well between the person that like paid for it? That was my understanding.
I don't
Was the person that commissioned it was different than the person that was like handling it on the other end of it once we were editing.
Maybe I don't remember. But I mean, I don't even know if I can like talk about this. But screw it. We they wanted us to promote tourism in Whistler on the weekdays rather than the weekends. So we had to make the weekdays just look really attractive some way.
And make the weekends look unattractive.
Yeah.
No, but they wouldn't allow us to in any way shit talk going to Whistler on the weekends.
Right.
But like,
They don't
how
wanna
do
kill the
you
golden goose,
emphasize why one thing is good without at all emphasizing why another thing is kind of bad?
Yeah, yeah.
We were gonna like have a traffic scene and they like cut that. We were gonna do all these things that we couldn't do.
And so the reason I got hired in the first place was because I had just won first place in Dirt Diaries with I think the sickest edit ever. And so there's like a
Ever?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is actually
That's
the
the
title of the.
Oh, that's not just you saying.
Oh my god! It was
describing
the
your
best video ever.
Yo, bro. So I just like made like the
thanks for
greatest thing of all
checking
time.
Yeah, and then they one of the agency guys was in the crowd, I guess, and he was like, "Oh, we have this need for a video," and then they hit me up like the same week, and I was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Yeah.
So that didn't go too well, but yeah, and they never spoke to me again. They never spoke to me again.
But that's the thing. Do people do that anymore? Like, is anyone? Well, you guys will do like cool branded stuff, but I feel like now most people are just like, "Oh, just like do a TikTok." Like, 'cause you guys do like good, like high production value.
Sickest edit
There's
ever.
like in between things
incredibly
though.
sick edit.
I feel like you're talking about those like kind of in between scale ones. I feel like happened last. The kind of just sort of a sketch.
Yeah.
I think it would just be like a Instagram post or a TikTok or.
Yeah, it seems like.
But that's how we screwed ourselves because people are getting $100,000 to make a 8-second TikTok.
I know, and you're
Yeah.
like getting $100,000 and putting like 98 of it into the product.
Like actually,
Pretty much.
like,
And spending 98 days on it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what we always did too. It was so stupid, incredibly dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
And then there's just
Nothing-
kids like going like this, and it's like
Yeah.
$100,000, please.
For those
Yeah.
listening, Dave
something.
just did a TikTok dance and it
Yeah.
was super lit.
Yeah,
it was the sickest TikTok dance.
you
ever.
did
That
that
was
so hard.
That was incredible.
I just needed.
So in the Whistler video, we had like two different couples, and one couple went on the weekend and one couple went on the weekdays. And the couple that went on the weekend, they faced like stags and like crowds of drunk people, and they couldn't get in anywhere. Long lines. They couldn't get in anywhere. Long lines at the gondola. They couldn't rent a bike. Like someone ended up on a kid's bike because there was no adult bikes left. And the people who went on the weekday, they had a spectacular time in the Alpine. like doing like somersaults and having the best time ever. They got incredible service at the bar. And I think we just went a little too. Oh, by the way, this project was super rushed. The timeline was like less than 2 weeks
Yeah,
to
I remember
write,
this was super
produce, get up there, all that. And this is a long time ago, so we're less experienced. Yeah, and I think they just ended up getting cold feet because we made fun of Whistler too well. They couldn't handle the truth.
Yeah.
We were too real.
That Whistler on the weekend.
And
It's dark. It's a dark place.
yeah, it was pretty embarrassing, and I kind of was like humiliated, and I just thought, I guess it's a bad video. But recently, going through all my like hard drives and organizing all my old stuff, I watched that video again, and I was like, this is pretty good.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
It's good.
Oh, I want
Watched
to see it. I
recently.
haven't seen it
You
since.
should leak it.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Leak
Give it to me. I'll leak it.
I wonder what the lawsuit would be if it would outweigh the AdSense.
Yeah.
There's no
Also,
way.
it's like Putin. You know, like people would watch it just because of the controversy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe I
exactly.
should
You know?
find that contract and see what it says.
Like it would
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
be
it's
good
probably
for
expired.
Whistler to be like, we buried this video 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like the Snyder cut.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
and then on the
Yeah.
weekends, it's now a ghost town.
Yeah.
Nobody shows up.
So
anymore.
popular on the weekdays.
Yeah.
You know what we should do? We should do like a whole movie, like or a video where we like document the whole leaking of it and really amp up the drama, like where
Sell it to
having
Netflix.
yeah,
Yeah.
like all the dark underbelly of YouTube branded video leaking on the internet. Get WikiLeaks involved and stuff like that.
I'm
Like
in.
a whole
I'm in.
Snowden thing.
Yeah.
That'd be
And
good.
Dave's got to go to Hong Kong for like 2 weeks and hide out in a hotel room.
Like in the Dark Knight, and I do that thing with the plane. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Parachutes.
Oh yeah, like super silently.
Yeah, and then he like gets sucked back up into the plane.
Yeah.
And then you got to go to Russia and like,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, I'm
so
not
you
going
don't
to
get
Russia.
extradited.
Pass.
What's wrong with Russia?
so much Putin. In Russia.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to Qatar, then I'm gonna go to Russia.
Yes.
Go to Russia and play your guitar. On fleek.
All right. Enough about what we've done on our channel. Let's talk a little bit about what you've done on your channels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
I just do it.
Tell us everything.
Yeah.
We've done. What else did we? Was the sound the only thing that? Have you guys hired me like 5 or 6 times and I've only hired you once? Is that how? It,
Correct.
Yes, that's how it usually goes.
shit.
Well, I don't mean.
Not just with us though.
Yeah,
like, what have you done?
I mean convos. I mean your channel.
Yeah, we
your
did convos.
stuff.
So we did
Yeah.
convos with my 2-year-old, which then turned
which
into
is
combos.
Which is
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
let's
Oh,
back
yeah.
up.
I'm assuming that
can we-
everyone on the world in the planet has seen it, which is maybe a bit. It might be a bit of a stretch. So, Convos with My 2-Year-Old was a comedy series that I took actual conversations that I had with my 2-year-old daughter, and then we reenacted them with my friend David, a 40-year-old man, in the place of my daughter Coco. So, David played my daughter essentially. So they were like these absurdist comedic sketches. And the first one went on YouTube in like 2013 and did the big viral thing.
Big time.
Big
Number
time.
1 on Reddit.
Yeah, it was crazy. Front page of Reddit and everything. Yeah, it was nuts. And we were like, I was in shock, I think, for a few days or probably a few weeks after. I was just like, because it was early like YouTube monetization time and stuff. Like it had just kind of over the last couple of years, it just kind of started to happen. And so I put it up and and then it went, and I was like, oh my God, are we like millionaires? Or are we like,
Yeah.
are we like
win the lottery.
100-aires? Or like, what does any of this mean?
Yeah.
100-aires, it turned out to be 100-aires. And but we were getting all this like attention from like, you know, big Hollywood agencies and like management companies and production companies and stuff like that. And we're just like, oh my God, this is like nuts. So we were like, I don't know, what do we do with this? I don't know what we do with this. Would we just kind of make more? So we just started making more. And so we did Convos with 2-Year-Old, and then we did Convos with my 3-year-old and 4-year-old, and I think we went to 9-year-old or something. We did like 9 seasons, 8 seasons in that format, and then we kind of tweaked it to this sort of for a 9th season, which was this kind of like scripted behind the scenes sort of. We played like versions of ourselves, and and David plays my daughter in this like bizarro world. He got kicked out of his house, but his wife broke up with him, or his girlfriend dumped him, and then he had nowhere else to go, so he moved in with us, and then he just ended up kind of being like another child in our house, which I really liked. Actually, I really liked that point. It was really funny. I thought it was really good, but no one really watched it. It didn't do well because that kind of stuff just doesn't do well on YouTube. That was fun. And then so we did another season last year, which we did Convos With Anything. We kind of took the same concept, and then but applied it to like just all these random things that you sort of have relationships with in your life. Like we did Convos With My back fat, which is a source of shame. So my back fat was just kind of
Where is
me.
your back fat located?
It's on the back, it's like love handles.
Okay.
That's my.
Gotcha.
That's the place I get fat. Do you guys have like a place where you get fat? Like when you get
Jason's pointing at all of his body.
All over.
eyebrows, all eyebrows.
All eyebrows.
Yeah.
It really.
It all goes to my dick. It's so awkward.
Why aren't you eating right now?
Yeah.
I'm always just carb
Constantly
loading.
eating. Yeah. So combos with my back fat. We did combos with.
You do dog poop?
Yeah, we did combos with some dog poop. Yeah, it was a whole
Alarm
like,
clock.
moral tale of what do you do? Should you pick the dog poop up, or
Right,
if you don't have a bag or whatever? Yeah. Spider. There's a spider in my garage. Combos with a spider, because I feel bad because it's like this sort of ethical. Like I don't feel that bad about killing spiders, but when you think about it, you're like, well, it actually started because I had to kill a whole nest. I found a whole nest and I was like, I like sprayed it with a spray, and then there's like, it's like a sound, and then you see all these like little baby spiders like scurrying for
Jesus
safety,
Christ.
and you're just like, I came upstairs and I was like, I felt really horrible.
You did
I
a
was like,
low-key genocide.
full-on genocide, yeah.
They made a
like,
sound?
This is terrible. I think so. I don't know if that was just in my head or not.
They
But
were
I
just like,
remember them being like little, yeah.
Oh, man.
So I thought that's a good thing for comedy, genocide. It's not a lot of times you get to laugh at that, but spiders. So yeah, we did all the convos stuff. We did a great little series called Santa and Jesus Roommates, which I really liked, which was Santa and Jesus kind of living together. And they would argue about things like Jesus had his friend, the leper, Terry the leper, over, and Santa wasn't really keen on that because he doesn't want a leper on the house, on the couch. And they argued about the wine, Santa just drank all of Jesus's wine, his favorite wine, so there's kind of like a domestic buddy comedy, which is really good. And we did a show called Preschool Inc., which is might be my favorite thing we ever did, actually, which was like these. It was kind of high concept, as most things that we do are, but so it took place in like a preschool, but some of the students were like these composites of like adult industries. So there was like the oil and gas lobbyist was there, and like someone from like the bank industry in there. Because I was always like, you grow up and your kids are growing up, and you're teaching them like all these moral lessons. You like how to share and clean up after yourself and take responsibility, and don't be greedy and all that kind of stuff. And then you grow up and you're just surrounded. The world is just populated, and all the most powerful people are living off of greed and selfishness and all these horrible things. So I was like, well, that's kind of funny if we like put them together. So we had like the bank industry like took everyone's snacks as a promise to like hold on to them, but then there'd be like a hold fee on their snacks. They couldn't get them back, and then it was like I'll leverage this into more snacks and all that kind of stuff. And the bank, what was it? Oh, the oil and gas lobby spilled paint and then refused to clean it up through all this rigmarole of loopholes and stuff like that. Preschool Inc. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was great.
And what else have we done on there? I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff. So that was kind of like one thing. That Convos channel has been great. And then we've been producing other stuff kind of outside of that for the last little while. Again, we made this. You mentioned the movie Corner Office, which we produced. Didn't write or direct it, but we produced it. We kind of did everything else on it, made it, and that is now finished finally. It's going to be it's at the Whistler Film Festival in a couple weeks. When does this air?
In a couple of weeks.
A week and a half.
Never. This one's
Around
canceled.
December. I think we're there December 3rd.
Okay, this might
Be
be
about-
about.
So
Yeah,
if
I'm
this
free.
is after
I'm free.
that, then yeah, you guys should come actually.
Yeah, I'll take a ticket. Yeah.
I'll give you a ticket.
So come out December 1st.
Yeah, go December 1st. Perfect. Perfect. So get in the car right now and go to Whistler.
Exciting.
Is that a weekend?
It is. It's a Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah. It's the worst time to go to Whistler.
I'm gonna yeet myself to Whistler. How come when I say yeet didn't get a laugh? Oh,
We hit our yeet quotient.
Yeah,
We all
just when
silently
I say
agreed
it.
without you that we're like, yeet's over. Yeah.
How embarrassing.
I got a yeet infection. So.
Damn it. Damn it.
yeah, I thought this was the chair that was
Yeah. No.
smell.
Super curious about your current project, but I kind of want to go back. I want to
Yeah,
learn
let's
learn a little bit more about before Convos, what you're doing then, and then transitioning into the genesis of Convos and why you decided, when you came up with it, why you decided to go through with it. And
So yeah, I was before I was a waiter and an actor and a musician, and I'm still all those things except the waiter,
I was gonna say.
except the musician.
where did you?
Except the,
Where were you a waiter?
I was a waiter at the. My first job was at Red Robin.
Nice.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
Classic.
Yeah, yeah.
On
I
Robson?
guess- Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good
I
one.
was on like the second level.
Oh,
there.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Strawberry lemonades.
Oh, strawberry lemonade, good old Whiskey River barbecue burger.
so good.
That was always my go-to.
Man, always felt like puking when I came out of that place. It was great.
Yeah, I think I almost got fired there a couple times. I wasn't a great waiter. I became a pretty good waiter, I think, after a while. But I spilt a dessert on a woman's white pants.
Oh,
like
no.
I had the raspberry coulis, the sauce that's on the. And it's partly the restaurant's fault for putting those desserts on a non-lipped plate. Like where are we? This isn't like a 5-star establishment. Like
It's like they're asking you to yeet it right onto her pants.
Heat is back. Heat is back with a vengeance. It just needed to die there for a minute.
Don't worry, that's
Right?
what I'm here for.
Yeah, Matt killed it, and then Dave just brought it right back in.
This is how we balance each other out.
Yeah.
So you
So
spilt the coulis on her coochie.
yeeted. And where else did I work? I was the Fish House in Stanley Park. I was there for years. Should you guys ever go there?
Fish house.
No, where is that?
Never
Oh,
heard
it's
of
great. It's not there anymore. Now it's the Stanley Park Brewery.
Oh yeah. Oh, so near
Yeah,
like
right by like the tennis courts and stuff. Like that.
Terrible brewery, by the way.
Is it?
Not good beer.
Oh, there goes that
Well, it's not.
sponsorship.
It's like made in New West, I think.
Oh, well,
It's
that's
a
why.
lie. That's why.
Yeah.
It's not Stanley Park Brewery at all. And so, anyways, I was doing, and I think I was at the Boathouse or something when I made the Convos. But I was basically like kind of, I'd been making stuff for years because as an actor, especially one that's not successful, you don't work a lot. So it's a lot like waiting around for like the phone to ring or waiting for someone to like say, okay, yeah, you can now do what you like to do. And I was like, well, that's kind of like annoying and boring. And I think the music world was like, which I was a musician for, it was way more like DIY. Like that was always the kind of thing. Like you could always just like book your own gigs. You could like make a record, put it out on like, I think it was like CD Baby was the big thing at the time. Like you could like self-distribute, you could do all this kind of stuff. There wasn't a lot of that for like the film industry until like YouTube. And so I was like, oh, we should like do, I saw people, I had a friend in LA that was working for Maker Studios, like in early days. And she was just like doing a sketch a week, basically. And they had like a little space and they would just go and make stuff and then set up. And then they started getting brand deals and it was like becoming a little business. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. We should like do that kind of stuff. So David Milcher, who played Coco in the series, he and I had worked on a film together. It was like this really scrappy indie and it was a very weird experience, but we like got along really well and we like were laughing at a lot of the same stuff. And then so we started working together, but we're like old. So we were like, let's like write a movie, or like, let's write a TV show. Like that's like, cause that's like what gets made, And that was just slow and tedious and it's hard to do those things. So we were like, in the meantime, one day I said to him, I was like, we should like do like some YouTube stuff. Like this is kind of a thing. Like it'd be a great place to just like try stuff out, or maybe we catch a little bit of heat, and maybe we can
A bit of what?
a bit of heat.
Oh, sorry. I thought
a
you
bit
said-
of yeet.
Ew.
And then we could like turn this into, whatever. We build up like a little body of work, and then who knows what that turns into. And he was like, because he had done a series on YouTube, like a web series, which was actually very funny, called the Staff Room. A few years before, it was about these like teachers, and they would all gather in the staff room. All the sketches kind of took place there. And he was like, it didn't really do well. He's like, I'm kind of like past YouTube. And I was like, well, what if it he's like, maybe if there's like a kid or a dog involved or something. And I was like, okay. So then I came up with the Convos with My 2-year-old idea. Because I was at home with my daughter all the time. My wife was working during the day, and I was like working at night in the restaurant. So I was spending all this time with Coco, who was like 2. And you just have these strange conversations and interactions. And I was like, I was doing this with I think it was in like a cafe. We were in like a coffee shop. And I was like, did you poo? And she's like, no. And I was like, you sure? Like, yeah, maybe. I was like, okay. So I like go and check. You look down the back of her pants like parents do. And I was like, if I was like this, if this was like Jason here, this would be like, we'd be asked to leave.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's something funny about that, So I started like writing these down and putting them into script form. Then I went to Dave and I was like, hey, would you want to do this? Like, this could be fun. He's like, yeah, that's a funny idea. We got a couple of friends. My friend Darshan had like a little production company at the time. So they had some gear and stuff, and they came over and we like shot 2 of these things in one day, and then edited them for, I don't know, a few months. I just kind of chipped away at it when I had a few extra moments or whatever. And I was like, these are actually funny. Like, I think we should. So I figured I just put it up, and then it went kind of viral. And then we were like, oh yeah, we should do more of these. And that kind of opened up a whole new world of like being able to, through brand deals and through, YouTube monetization and stuff, being able to like kind of do that full time. Yeah. And then we just kind of turned that into a bit of a production company and just kind of hacking away ever since.
How long did that take from posting that first one to like, we can just like do this as our jobs?
It was like, I think we posted that in May, and I think we got a check in like September. And I was like, oh, this will like cover us for a little bit. This is like, and then I think we got a brand deal in like October or November. And I was like, oh, we can like keep going for like a little bit longer. And then things just kind of kept happening. But it's like same thing with you guys, I'm sure. Like, you're like, how do we do it? Like, how do you, like, you're always just kind of figuring it out. And like, you're like, teaching yourself still, right? Yeah. And I remember we were like, because it had that like viral burst, there was like a lot of attention on us and stuff. So we'd go to LA and we would have like, they'd like set us up with these meetings with like, at the time, this was like, probably like mid 2013 or something. They would have like every major company had like digital divisions that they had just started. So they'd go, you go meet like a Ron Howard's company. Like, imagine they've got like a new digital division guy, and they've got like, I don't know, like all these big companies had all these divisions. So we'd go and like sit with them, and they'd be like, they'd always be like, so what do you guys think is going to happen with this YouTube thing? Like, how does it work? And I remember David and I were always just like, you're the professionals.
Yeah.
Like, we're just idiots from Canada that like trying to make each other laugh like you guys. But no one, it was the total Wild West. It was crazy. And I remember we went to VidCon, which is like the Comic-Con of
Hell on
videos. Yeah, basically, yeah.
Goodness.
The first one we went to was actually really cool. It was like just there was no like real like hysteria about it at all. Like, everyone was just kind of like there, and it was totally integrated like creators and fans. Like, there was no second level industry tracked or anything like that. It was just like, I think everyone got the same pass, and you just show up, and they'd be like some conferences and stuff you could go to, but mainly it was just like people walking around. You'd be like, hey, I've seen your video, hey, and you'd like, hang out, and it was great. And then the second year we went, it was at the Anaheim Convention Center. And I remember it's like 3 levels, but in the lobby, there's like, it's just the super high ceiling, and then there's balconies, right, on like up above. And I remember it was more cut off. There was like, certain areas were restricted and like creator only. And then I remember looking up, in the lobby, and on the second level, looking at the balcony at all these kids in the foyer, was just all these dudes in suits, and I swear they were like wiggling their fingers together, like we can monetize this. And Dave and I were like, this is fucked. It's all fucked. It's going to hell.
Yeah.
And
It's a scary place.
it totally did. It became like it became like a massive, the industry just like descended and took it all back.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah. VidCon, I went once or twice.
I went with you and the High on Life guys once. And it was fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, we saw you
It was
guys
fun.
there
Yeah.
once. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to remember.
You guys drove down or something.
Yeah, we took an RV.
Yeah.
I think my ears are still ringing from screaming 12-year-old girls.
I think that was like the
because of
third
us.
year we went or something. And it was like, that was full pandemonium at that point. It was all like,
all of a sudden there's a swarm of screaming kids running in a direction, and you know that someone's showed up.
yeah. This guy we knew, Steve Green, was like a comedy guy.
Oh, yeah.
down there.
Oh, yeah,
Watch
yeah.
Steve Green?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing anymore. He was super funny. Really kind of, but he'd have like sort of like really dark, almost kind of trolly comedy, and he like threw on a hoodie and ran through the thing claiming to be like some big Vine star at the time when Vine was a thing. And he got like hundreds of these teenage girls to like follow him. They all kind of bought it.
Oh man.
Because that was the other thing that was so weird, right? Like someone would be like, oh, there's someone famous. Because no, it's such like a niche thing. Like there wasn't any like proper celebrity. Like, there's no Taylor Swift or something at the time.
It's like Smosh probably or something like that.
Yeah.
That era.
But then half people there'd be like, Smosh, who's that? Sort of thing, So everyone would be like, oh, that guy's, hey, it's Matt from IFH team. They'd be like, oh, man, so we gotta go over there. They like chase you down. They'd be like taking pictures with you, and then they'd be like, who are you?
Yeah. Yeah, the
You're
mob mentality there is kind of crazy. I think like 3 people would get excited to see us.
Back then, yeah.
I think the people I was most excited to meet were Bad Luck Brian.
Yeah, met Bad Luck Brian.
Bad luck. I have no
Like the
idea.
meme guy?
The meme.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Like the
gotta know
guy.
Bad Luck Brian, Matt.
Yeah, like Ryan.
Yeah, Brian.
I bet you that was not his name though.
No, I don't think so.
It's like
This dude?
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at a meme.
Bad
It's
Luck.
it's a dude in a really nerdy outfit. He's got braces, and
He was
the
in the
first
same
meme here on
outfit.
Google. Yeah, the first meme on Google is falls asleep in class. Wet dream. Bad Luck Brian, everybody.
So it was just his picture became famous, and everyone
Yeah.
would like reuse it as a meme. And then so he was there.
He was there.
It's like, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like he's got to be like, how do I monetize this?
Wait, I don't even know if we talked about this in the pod too. Didn't he buy you a drink or something?
Yeah, because there was one of those like VidCon after parties. I think at House of Blues in
Yeah,
Disneyland.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And we
House
went
of
there.
Blues.
It was great. And I ended up like drinking with him, and I was like, this is such a weird version of reality right now.
We haven't experienced that for a while, eh? Like getting
No.
into like all that. I remember that night. Maybe it was that night we met Jenna Marbles too.
yeah, and the
And-
Epic Mealtime guys, and it's like this
yeah,
weird like
yeah.
amalgamation of people that do really weird different things, but you're all in the same place, and you're like, are we
Yeah.
are we them or like?
I remember approaching Rhett and Link, and Rhett was like 9 feet tall, and I had too many drinks, and I was like just trying to be polite and just express that I'm a fan, but like they didn't care. I'm just another person. They're like, get out of here.
Get in line.
Get in line.
The House of Blues, though, I don't know if you remember this, Jason. We went with the High on Life guys and another YouTube channel, and Alexi skipped the line by climbing up the side
I
of
do
the
remember
building
this. Yeah.
and successfully got in. And then we met him later, and then he wound up in like a kind of like a dance circle, and he did a standing backflip and wrecked his ankle, and then had to fly home the next day.
Classic.
That is classic VidCon.
Yeah, good times. But
good times.
yeah, I don't want to go back there.
Yeah. Does that? Do
I
you
don't know
guys
if
still
it
do
still
that?
exists.
Do you do YouTube things?
No. I don't, do we? No, I don't think so. Are there YouTube things anymore? I don't know. It's a weird world now. Like it feels like, I don't know, TikTok is like, and Instagram seem like to be the place for everything. And then like YouTube's almost like a repository for like,
But even then, like, I won't go too deep into this, but back in the day, Matt and I were invited to like a YouTube program down in LA where they like flew us down to the YouTube space and like taught us best practices and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't think they need to do that anymore. No one needs like, everyone can just find out how to do YouTube or TikTok or Instagram online.
Yeah, on YouTube.
But they still do it, wasn't it?
Do they?
Was it? Maybe I'm wrong. Was it Skills with Phil that was a part of that, or someone we were talking to recently was said to us, "Oh yeah, I was part of the Creator Accelerator." And we're like, "Oh, that we were in that too."
Maybe
It's like a new version. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if this table's diverse enough to get invited to those things anymore. Maybe
Yeah,
you,
that's-
Gingy.
Yeah, Ginger. Yeah, I
Yeah,
played the
maybe.
Ginger card. Can you believe I've never played the Ginger card?
Never
Never used it to my advantage.
until now.
Yeah, until now. But yeah, I don't know. I think we're also just we're not on the cutting edge of it anymore. You know, like we're kind of, well, you guys might be.
No.
No?
That's a hard no.
You're not? What am I doing here then? This was my way back
You
in.
can leave anytime.
None of these are plugged. Nothing's plugged in here. We're just lonely.
It's okay. I have nowhere to go. I'll join your fantasy podcast.
But like, yeah, I guess my question would be like, did you and David like transition out of YouTube in hopes of like going bigger and bigger, like with the film and stuff like that? Or like, what's the path been like since Convos?
I guess we kind of transitioned out, but I never really looked at it like that. Like we never like did YouTube to do YouTube. We weren't like, oh, we want to be like YouTube stars.
I think we were
was
all
the same,
though.
right? Yeah. Because also I don't think it was like, now people can say that and it like people, but at the time, like that was not, it just was not a thing. No one was like, I want to be a YouTube star. It'd be like, I don't know. I don't even know what it'd be like. It just it didn't exist, you know?
Yeah,
so,
I like refuse to call myself a YouTuber despite my entire life being on
being
YouTube.
on YouTube, yeah, your entire career.
Yeah.
So it was like a way, it was like an outlet to like be creative and like and do a project that we wanted to do and kind of, you know, entertain ourselves and also kind of get better at what we are, you know, doing and what we wanted to do. So so YouTube is like has continued to be like an outlet for that and a place for us to do stuff. We don't have the following that we did, you know, like the other thing is like when you're doing stuff like all of us make, which is like a bit more involved, like production wise, you know, things take time. Sometimes you got to like go away for like a couple months to figure out what you're going to do next. And then it takes a little while to make it again, you know? And by that time we did that like between one gap of seasons, YouTube completely changed like all their back end stuff. So the algorithm changed. And the way that they used like subscribers changed, where they, for a little while, they dropped subscribership like off their radar. They were like, we're not gonna, like it still existed, you can still subscribe, but they're like, we don't care at all about subscribers and we're not gonna tell any of your subscribers that you've released anything. And that was like our main way to our audience. Like we didn't have like a big Twitter following or we had like some other thing, but we didn't have like a mailing list. Like we were always like, we should like start a mailing list so that we could like get people's emails. But then we were just always so busy trying to catch up and do everything as two people that we just couldn't do all these extra, you know, business development things. And so suddenly like our line to our audience was like cut off. And now even still like people have to like opt in to receive subscriber notifications, right? So it became like harder for us to maintain the same kind of audience all the time because we weren't like hitting the algorithms in the way that the algorithms were going. And we didn't have such direct to access to the subscriber base. So we were still making stuff, but but then we were also kind of getting interested in other stuff. And because we're kind of like old, I think we're always kind of like, I want to make movies and stuff. You know, it's always like on the list. So we've been kind of doing that as well. And I don't know what roles. I think YouTube will. I think it'll always have a role like in what we do and stuff because it is like there's no gatekeeper, you know, we can just make stuff and put it out. And if people like it, great. If they don't, doesn't matter, you know. And it's because that's the other thing when you get like back into the like more traditional side of the industry, there's just so much more bullshit that is exhausting, you know. And you have to, when you're making like a movie, you know, that you're working with a lot of people, managing a huge team, it's exhausting, you know. You get like one guy in there that's a bit of a dickhead, and all of a sudden, like the whole
Name
well is
him?
poisoned.
An address.
Yo, come on, don't do David like that, man.
He drives me crazy. No, David is surprisingly not the asshole. That's not surprising, actually. David's very nice.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's just like all this other drama that you end up like kind of having to navigate and stuff, and you're just like, I mean, nice just like make stuff with your buddies. Like that's just way more fun. Yeah. So we always kind of come back to that, and I think we're going to do another series of convos probably in the new year, just to kind of like, again, like just to do stuff and kind of makes us laugh and different stuff like that, and figure out how to do more stuff like that, where it's like a smaller team and you know, we're not like accountable to 15 people's opinions about stuff, because that can get exhausting.
Totally.
Yeah. So tell us about this movie.
So Corner Office is, I'm really proud of it, actually. It's a strange little film. It's like it's based on a novel, this Swedish novel called The Room, which is kind of like this sort of Kafka-esque story about this guy who he's like a up and coming sort of, or he works at this, he's like a corporate drone sort of thing that's just started at this giant faceless kind of soulless corporation, and he's trying to make his way up in the world, and it's like a bizarre kind of place. And then he discovers this room, which becomes sort of his solace, like his oasis in the madness of this kind of corporate hellhole. And he kind of takes refuge in this place and goes there from time to time, and then his relationship with that room starts kind of screwing up all the other relationships in the office, and makes his life really complicated there. And then becomes a whole thing of like, well, what is the room? Is the room even real? Is the room, you know, and sort of whose story and whose version of reality are we to believe? And gets into all these themes of sort of like conformity and corporate culture, and you know, touches in like on mental health kind of things a little bit, but not with like it's not like a mental health movie. It's not like taking a position on like mental health, but just sort of like, you know, what's the world? What is sort of, you know, reasonable? What's logical? What's insane? Like all that kind of stuff. So it's like a dark comedy. It's absurdist. It's kind of like, I always love stuff like that, sort of like Kafka or like Sam Beckett kind of old stuff, like Waiting for Godot. Like it's kind of like in that world meets like a Charlie Kaufman, like you know, Being John Malkovich kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Jon Hamm plays the lead role, which was super cool. Just like a solid dude, just like a really chill, easygoing, super talented. He's so good in it. Like he's awesome in it. And yeah, we made it on a relatively shoestring budget for a movie, and it was just, yeah, it was crazy making it, but it all kind of came together, and we had super talented people involved, and I don't know, you know, how it'll perform. It's going to be released. Should have more like info in the next month or two about exactly when it's going to be released and stuff. But for now, I think it's like in 2023, it'll be in theaters and on demand and stuff like that. It'll get a North American release and hopefully an international release as well. So I think it'll get out there and kind of like be seen, hopefully, and at least have a chance. Like it'll have a chance for people to look at it. But it's a strange movie, but it's like quirky, and I think it's funny in kind of weird ways, and yeah, I'm excited about it.
Are you relieved that it's over?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, it's almost over. Like now we're dealing with like the delivery. We have to like deliver to a distributor and all this kind of stuff, and it's just so much like paperwork and so much different versions of the movie. You know, it's great when you put something on YouTube. It's like export 1080p, upload H.264. You know, or at best ProRes. You know, it's like 15 different versions of the movie, and you know, all these kind of things. You're just like, oh, okay, we gotta get through this. But it's because of this like necessary evil to get it out.
So I feel like the hardest role to define on a movie is the producer role.
Yeah.
What is it that you did on this film?
Producer, it can mean anything. Like that's kind of the thing. Like it can mean you like put money into it, you know, and never set foot on set, or it can mean that you like found the script and developed it, or that you were just like there every day on set or served somewhere. It's like this sort of nebulous title, but we were I'm kind of just about everything. Really, is kind of the short answer for us. The script was written when we found it. Another producer had optioned the book and turned it into a script. So we optioned that script and then went and raised the financing for it and put together the money and then put together kind of everything else and put together the cast. The director was attached at the time as well. This guy named Joachim Back, who's a Danish director. He's like big in commercials. But this was his first feature film. A super talented guy. And so he had like some good connections and relationships, and we just sort of pooled all our like contacts together and relationships and reputations of whatever the little bit of reputations we all had, and sort of like tried to get as many people involved. And yeah, we kind of put the whole thing together and then shot it, and then yeah, you just go into post, and editing is, you know, a massive undertaking. But it was really cool. Like we had really good, like the cinematographer was this guy Pavel Edelman, who's this old Polish guy who's kind of like a movie, a bit of a legend in some circles. Like he did like The Pianist, and he did like Ray, and he did this movie called Carnage, like a bunch of Roman Polanski movies. Can't say Roman Polanski anymore, but the movies were good. And a bunch of other cool stuff. And he's like this old Polish guy, and he'd just make anything look beautiful. Like he would do, and he would do stuff like I don't, like you guys film stuff, but like you're always like, you're looking, or if I do it or anyone I work with is like looking through the camera, and you're kind of fitting me, you like check the scopes or something on the camera to see like where our exposure is and where's the, you know, the color and all that, you know, check the zebra, all that kind of stuff. He would just walk into the room and be like, okay, Bill, we need more light on this side, and we need too blue here. Take that down a little bit. And and then Bill the gaffer would be like, okay, and he'd run around, and he'd like go to the other lighting guys, and they'd move it, and Pavel would be like, okay, we can shoot. And then they'd like go and get the camera and bring it in. It would just be perfect, you know, just like it would look fantastic. And you're like, how does he do that? Like just old, like just knowing from working on shit forever, you know? So just cool people like that were like beyond the range of like a normal movie like this to get. So we just learned a ton. And yeah.
What were some of the biggest challenges you faced? Kind of unexpected challenges. I'm curious to get into the weeds. Like you kind of broadly explained what you did, but I'm like wondering like the day to day, what kind of bullshit were you having to deal with?
So one of the worst. So we shot during COVID.
Oh my
That must have been pretty easy.
So it was crazy, and you're like, and like the big productions with like if someone got COVID, they'd be like shut down for like a few days or a week or something. Then you'd like go back up. We didn't have that option because if we shut down, we just run out of money. And Jon Hamm had to go on to another job. He had like a hard out. So we were like, okay, no one get COVID, please. So you're always kind of on edge for that. And we shot a couple days at Simon Fraser University. And which was, because the architecture was just like kind of perfect for what we were doing. We couldn't really find anything else like that around. And it was hard because they haven't let people film there for a long time. Like there's been very limited filming. I think we were the first production back, I think in like over a decade. Because I think Arnold Schwarzenegger filmed a movie up there, and I think they just like trashed the place. Like it was just, and so after the movie was like,
the
they're
Terminator?
Like, no more. I think it was the 6th day. And so they were like, no more filming up here. They're done. So then, but I think recently there's been some new people that kind of came on to work there, and they're like, we're missing out on a lot of like money here. Not like, you know, filming's big. It's big bank. So
give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money.
Give me money. And they, so I called them, and they were like, yeah, they were open to it. And so we came in, and we booked it all, and we kind of locked it down. And it was, you know, you're kind of on eggshells a little bit because you're trying to appease everyone. And they're the people that are, you know, any university, there's like all these levels of administration and approval. So people we were dealing with were really great, but they were like, we got to do this, you got to appease this, you got to have all this. So that's like part of it is just like putting together all those plans, you know, your like plan of attacks, maps where you're going to be, you know, making sure that all your contracts are good, and, you know, you're not like giving away anything, you know, to a university that other than like a kidney or something like that, you know? So, but I think 4 days before we were supposed to go there was like an upsurge in COVID. And like the Delta variant, I think it had just hit or was just hitting. And so I got a call or an email from the guy we're working with there, and he's like, we've got to cancel the shoot because they had a third-party COVID board that would kind of make analyses of what the state was, as far as COVID infections and stuff like that. So they said, okay, we got to shut down. Then like the governing body of the university itself couldn't get in trouble for for playing favoritism or trying to be like politicized or anything like that. So a third-party board was like, you got to shut down the campus. No one's allowed in. You got to cancel all third-party stuff. And that's kind of the end of it. So they were like, oh, we got to cancel the shoot. And I was like, we've like, it's not like you just can find another Simon Fraser University, and the guy called me and he was like in tears. The guy that was like, he was like, I'm so sorry. He's like, I'm so sorry. He's like, we worked so hard to get this through. And he's like, I just have no recourse. Like there's nothing. He's like, maybe you can like call somebody. So I spent like the next few hours just calling VPs of the university and being like, hey, you're wrecking the movie. Can we, like, this is like a local independent, independently funded thing. And I managed to talk to one VP who was like, yep, we'll figure it out. And they made it work. And we had to then we had to rejig things. We couldn't go inside anywhere. And we had to like limit our crew to a really small number. But we managed to like keep it on track and kind of stuff. So you're just constantly kind of putting out fires, You're just constantly like, that's the thing about being a producer is it's great because it's satisfying, like you kind of build this thing, you like pull this creature out of like the ether and it's like a movie, it's done. But you're also, everyone's problem is your problem. You're just kind of like over budget here. Whose problem is it? Producer's problem.
I feel like every movie you make in the future now is just gonna be a breeze.
Yeah, I know, right? I think they're always hell. I think that's everyone I talk to, it's always just like, they're like, oh yeah. No, it's like, it's crazy. It's just always hell. Cause you're doing something so fast. You're like setting up it's like a circus or something. You're like setting it up like in a few weeks and then you're like shooting the whole thing and then it's like gone. It's like so fast. Everything's up and everything's like happening right now and it's just chaos.
I heard on I think a different podcast recently they said it's like establishing a country.
Yeah.
So you gotta have like all the infrastructure around a country. You gotta like feed people and support them and all the things. And
yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, what size crews did it get up to?
I think we had like 50 or 60 people usually. Something like around that. Yeah.
Did you have fun? Like, do you like it? Is that something you want to do? Like, it sounds like hell.
Yeah, it is. No, you get to work with cool people, and you're kind of it's like I kind of said that this is overly dramatic, but it is, you're like going to battle with people, and you have like your regiment of troops and everyone's kind of like more or less trying to do the same thing and hopefully everyone's kind of on the same side. So something like super set, like you bond with people really strongly, and that's really exciting. And when it works, it's great, like we were like the lead, we also like lost part of our funding like about 2 weeks before we were going to camera. So we scraped together more money like over a weekend, and that was great. That was super stressful. I was like, I think I might be having a heart attack. But didn't have a heart attack. It was just panic attack, which is different. I learned. And so you get like, and then we managed to put it back together, but it was crazy. And then a few days before we shot, we did a read through, like a Zoom read through. And I was in the office, in the production office, in like my little corner, and on the screen, like on my laptop screen, is like all these faces, like all the cast and all like the main key, crew and stuff like that. And you're like, holy shit, like we did it. And Dylan, my co-producer, walked in. He's like, we did it. And I was like, oh my God, I think we did it. It was like such like a huge, great feeling, and it was like, oh, okay, well, I guess that makes it all worthwhile. We'll keep going, So it's like you get like you kind of like scrape through the shit and deal with everything, and then you get like these little bursts of success, and you're like, well, that's worth it. Shit, Just when you think you're gonna quit, you're like, damn it, this is really fun. Cool.
See, you got any good Jon Hamm stories?
Yeah, that's what you're really here
yeah.
for.
We need
What
the
does he smell
social.
like?
I need to cut together a social clip. So give me some good ham.
Good ham.
Ham is awesome. We went to like we had to do. There's a lot of voiceover in the movie, and it's all John. Like he's kind of the narrator and the main character in the movie, and so he was filming. We had to do it like in a studio after to like accommodate the edit and stuff like that. So we had to go to New York to film him there because he was, or to do the session there because he was. That's where he was. He was working on something at the time, and total pro. It was great. I was just like, I'm like, I don't really need to tell him anything. Like he just does voiceover. He's like the voice of a whole bunch of stuff. So nails it, and then he's like, "You guys want to go for a beer or something?" Dylan and I were like, yeah, Jon Hamm, we do want to go for a beer.
Get
You're
hammed.
like,
Get
you pay
hammed
him?
with
Just
ham.
got hammed.
Yeah.
And so we went to like we just like walked down the street. I remember walking down New York, and it was like me, Dylan, and Jon Hamm, and people were like walking by. They're like, Jon Hamm, and I was like, yeah, it's my best friend John, and I
You got like a
Yeah.
selfie. You got like a selfie stick with a live stream going. You're like, don't worry about this.
Yeah, no, it's nothing. It's nothing, John. Don't worry about it. And it was still kind of just about COVID there. We're just coming out of COVID, and we went every restaurant. We'd been there for like a day or two before, and every restaurant we'd gone to, they'd be like, "You need your passport, and do you have a reservation? We can't take you without a reservation." Anyways, we walk in with Ham, and they're just like, right this way. Here's a table for you. So we ended up just like hanging out for like, I think we drank for like 3 hours. I was shit faced. I was like, I think I had like 4 Negronis, and I was like, I'm wasted. And I was yeeting. I don't know what context I mean that on.
You were wasted.
Yeah. He was awesome. He just had like all these great stories about like old shows, and I was asking about Mad Men, and you're like, oh, like you've been at like done cool shit. My life is incredibly boring. Incredibly boring. I think like Bill Murray like stole his hat or something at one point because it wasn't a Chicago Cubs hat, and he like threw it over a fence. Stuff is like a St. Louis Cardinals hat. It's like Bill Murray just like stole my hat and throw it over a fence. I was like, that's a cool life. That's pretty good. But yeah, he's awesome. He's just super talented dude and super chill, easygoing. Talked about sports all day. It's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, come to Whistler.
Congratulations on getting through it.
Yeah.
You are now a better man.
I know. You learn a lot,
Panic attack versus heart attack.
Yeah. This is exactly.
Checking your heart. You're like, how many yeets per minute?
So is
I think
there
it died again. I think Eat just died again.
is there another big project in the horizon in the new year, or like is
Yeah.
that a path you want to keep going down, or?
Yeah, I mean, yes. Also, I don't, you reach this point where I don't know if I have a choice, like I'm not really qualified to do anything. Like a little while ago, I was like, maybe I should get a job, and then you like look at the job listings and you're like, I'm not qualified for any of this stuff, So, you do something for long enough and it becomes like your only option in a way, I mean, it's not your only option, but you're like, oh, like, I guess I should probably just double down on all this kind of stuff. So yes. And I think a big thing that we're learning, and I'm, learning and trying to, is like working with people that I like, and that I know and I'm excited to work with, and working on projects that I'm like excited about, and if I can do that, then I can be like, then the stress kind of feels, not as crazy because you're, working with dudes that you like or dudettes that you like. And also you're like, working on something that you can like justify, the stress to, like when you're doing something you really love, like, and it's stressful, it's fucking great, because you're like, oh yeah, like we're doing this together and it's awesome and you're excited about it. So just being like more conscious, and not that like Corner Office wasn't any of those things, but it was just, I think it caught me off guard, like how crazy it can get, and when we were, when you don't have a lot of money, there's not a lot of room for mistakes. So some of the stress gets like, gets crazy. Like we probably should have delayed our production for a couple of reasons, but because Jon had like a hard out, it was like we can't delay it. Otherwise, we just like lose him, and then we have to go and find like another actor, which is going to be, you know, and the whole thing will die. So there's like certain things that kind of that happened that I think like surprised us, you know. And so learning more and then figuring out how to not be surprised or not how to kind of, you know, screw yourself over in ways is a big thing. But, and then after you've made it and, you know, the thing exists, it's pretty satisfying. And then you're like, yeah, we should probably make more of this. Because also you figure out what you do better and like anything, you're like, oh, I want to like take another crack at that, or I want to do this again, you know? So yeah, I think like it's exciting to put all of that like into the next project, which I don't know, but there's a few movies that we're trying to get going and writing some stuff, and then I think a nice balance of like stuff that we can just do for ourselves, like the Convos stuff, the YouTube channel and stuff like that.
Do you still have the acting bug? Do you still enjoy being in front of camera?
I do actually. Yeah. One thing, I mean, but when you produce, acting's the best because you don't do anything.
So chill.
It's so chill. It's like the easiest job ever. Like everyone's there to, and I still act. And I actually this year I've acted quite a bit on you know, bigger productions. I'm always doing some Hallmark thing. There's always something Hallmark. I think I have a Hallmark Christmas movie coming out of which I should promote it.
You lost track.
Hashtag Xmas out mid-December.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, it's called hashtag
I
Xmas.
thought you were just broadly promoting Christmas.
No, that's what it's called. I don't have a big role in it. I think it was one of the best things ever because I was like the husband of one of the main characters. So I was just always there, but not really doing anything.
Was it a speaking role?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had lines, but like not a lot. Like most scenes that I was there, I was just like there holding the baby or something. And then the director would be like, hey, just do something funny on this take. I'd be like, okay, so I'll just do something funny. And then maybe they use it. I don't know. I haven't seen it or not. But acting is the best because there's no responsibility other than like just yourself, you know, like you just like do your own, like know your lines and be interesting and, you know, be well. And, you know, you just like hanging out with other people and everyone else is like there for you. Like there's this whole, like you're like a baby, you know, as an actor on set. Like you show up and there's like someone to walk you like to your trailer and then walk you from the trailer to the car and then they drive you to the set and then there's someone waiting for you on the other end. They take you to the holding and then, which is like usually just like another room in the house that you're filming. And then you like just chill out there and they're like, can we get you anything? Can we get you anything? You're like, yeah, I'll have a trail mix and a coffee.
They do your hair, they dress you.
Yeah, they do everything, you know. They tell you where to stand, you know, they tell you what to say. It's great. So yeah, it's super fun. It's super fun. It's easy. And you're just like, I can just like goof around.
Sounds a lot better than producing.
Oh yeah.
Why don't we all just be actors?
Yeah. Why the career change?
I
Jeez.
know, right?
Do you remember your character name in hashtag Christmas? Xmas?
Is it called hashtag Xmas?
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah.
You put him on the spot. Well, just send us a
What
voice
is my
clip.
name on that?
Brad?
It's
I was like, there's no way he knows his character name.
it's got to be some ginger
Generic,
name. Gingerneric. It's a gingerneric name.
When did you shoot?
Not long ago, actually. It was in September, I think. September.
Yeah,
we
they make
shot
those
that.
in like a weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of hallmarks,
Yeah.
you want to plug your wife?
Sorry, what?
Yes, I do. Very much. Yeah, Layla, my wife Layla was in. I'll talk about her thing and then I'll plug her. What? She was in a movie called Lights, Camera, Christmas. Yeah, she had actually a really good role. It was like a big role for her. It was actually a pretty good little movie. She played what's the name of her?
Brad.
Her name was Brad. Lights, Christmas, Brad. That's new. So that was really great. Yeah, and she was actually fantastic. It was, I think, the first, because we met when we were both actors, and that's how we met. And then when we had kids, I mean, she would do a bunch of the Convo stuff, and the Preschool Inc. show that we did, she was kind of the main person in that. And super good actor. But this was like her first. It was like a big role for her, movie wise, and she was awesome. It was great. Yeah, Lights, Camera, Christmas. It'll probably be on like 3 or 4 more times before the holidays.
My mother's strategy is to record every Hallmark movie coming up and then never watch any of them. Now she might watch some of them, but she'll definitely watch that one now.
PVRs them?
Yeah, PVR. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She'll be watching. Yeah.
It's funny who, Hallmarks have a certain reputation. And every now and then I'll get like a call from someone or someone send me a text like, hey, I saw you in a Hallmark movie on the weekend. And sometimes it's like this guy that was in like a punk band, like in the band. I'm like, you're watching the movie? Hallmark movie? What are you? But a lot of people watch them. Yeah.
I've never watched one in its entirety, but
they're wild.
I will be watching.
They're wild.
I'll be watching you and Lila's for sure.
Yeah, do it. Watch it.
Yeah.
Hashtag Xmas.
Why are you saying it like that?
How else would you say it?
Just hashtag Xmas.
That doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right.
no.
Hashtag Xmas.
Is there like 4 S's
Yeah.
on it?
Matt, would you like to play a game with us?
Yes.
You're big fan of the pod. I'm guessing you know what's coming.
Oh yeah, big time. Where am I? Who are you?
We play a game or this or that on the podcast, and today we have a list of, it looks like 31 thises or that's, and we're gonna fire them off. Who should do it? Who should do the firing?
You can fire.
Like this, I like that, I like that. Where it comes from.
All right, you ready?
That was me rapping from a.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
You
I
got
got
the theme, Dave?
You ready?
you got it. All right, here we go. French fry. Jesus.
Nailed
Cut. It takes you.
French fries or onion rings?
Onion rings.
Wine or beer?
Beer.
Sandwiches or wraps?
I love them both so much. Sandwiches.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
Jon Hamm or just ham?
Jon Hamm.
Poutine or poutine?
Putin.
YouTube or commercials?
YouTube.
TV or movies?
Movies.
Improv.
Can I expand on that?
Yeah, sure.
Are you guys getting tired of having to wait like 8 hours to be satisfied in a story?
Oh, from TV.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing like a fake ad read.
Same. I thought you were.
Are you tired of waiting 8 minutes to be satisfied?
That's my ad read for movies.
I feel the same way.
I'm tired of television series.
I just watched the Pepsi documentary. Have you seen
Oh
this?
yeah, Where's My Jet?
It takes 4 episodes to do like a 30-minute thing. It's,
Yeah.
Like, just get me there in an hour and a half, 2 hours max. I want to feel. I'm tired of it. I'm done.
Fully agree.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go on. It's my rant.
Jeez. Dave, crank that music. Gets me in the zone. Too much.
Are you tired of people interrupting this or that game?
Yes. Improv or sketch comedy?
Sketch.
Early morning shoots or late night shoots?
Late nights.
Singing in front of an audience or dancing in front of an audience?
Dancing.
Parenting 2-year-olds or parenting 10-year-olds?
2-year-olds.
Online or theatrical release?
Oh.
Careful.
Well, that's complicated.
Careful.
Theatrical.
Your bosses are listening.
Yeah.
Being 7 feet tall or 5 feet tall?
5 feet.
Man bun or goatee?
Oh, goatee.
Puppies or toddlers?
Toddlers.
Kanye or Elon?
Putin.
Bad acting or bad directing?
Oh, bad acting.
Nipple-sized penis or penis-sized nipples?
Penis-sized nipples. 100%.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Writing or acting?
Writing.
Indoor shoots or outdoor shoots?
Indoor.
Talking pets or talking babies?
Talking babies.
Cough every time you fart or fart every time you cough? Think about that one.
I would cough every time I fart.
Babies dressed as animals or animals dressed as humans?
Oh, animals dressed as humans.
Good answer. Be embarrassed or be afraid?
Be embarrassed.
Lose sleep or skip a meal?
Oh, skip a meal.
Lifelong hiccups or feeling like you have to sneeze forever?
That's hell. A sneeze.
Being surrounded by people that complain or people who brag.
Oh, people who brag. That's like being an actor just around other actors all the time. It's like, yeah.
Ability to speak every language or play every instrument.
I'd say instrument. It's the universal language. Music.
Cry every time you poop or poop every time you cry.
I already do one of those. I would cry every time I poop.
And last but not least, on fleek or yeet.
Yeet, yeet!
Yeet!
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Well played, Matt.
What did I get? What was my score?
100%.
69.
Yes.
Yeah, there is no scoring system to this game. It's
You
Everyone
did answer
wins.
them all, which is good.
Yeah.
Some guests.
Do people pass?
well, actually, you didn't
did
answer
say
one of
Putin.
them.
What?
Yeah, you didn't answer Kanye or Elon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. I think they're both really quite despicable, aren't they? Although I think Kanye contributed more.
Okay,
positivity
they
to the world
both
at some
invite you
point.
to their birthday party.
Yeah. Oh.
But they're on the same day, same time.
I'd probably go to the Kanye birthday party.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be insane.
Yeah. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Well, thanks for playing. And thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
It's good catching up.
It's great to catch up, and I'm glad that you could monetize it.
Yeah.
Us too.
This is the best part for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you for the social clips with Jon Hamm. That's really all we wanted here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just rebrand this as a Jon Hamm fan podcast. Fan pod.
And thanks for everything in the past. Like I said, thanks for your time being on in our films. Thanks for all the advice and stuff. You know, you're much
Did I give you
wiser than
advice?
us. And yeah, you
I'm
know,
older.
you explained to me like how actors need more money than what I'm currently paying them, and
Oh, yeah, I
how
think I did
unions
explain
work
that.
and how to avoid unions, that
Oh.
kind of thing.
Yeah, unions are the best, aren't they?
Oh
We don't-
yeah,
I mean, in
touch
theory.
those.
we wouldn't know.
Yeah. No, there's complications that don't need to be complicated all the time.
Do you feel well fed? Have you fed off of us today?
I feel like I got the most out of this, actually. Yeah.
Good.
I feel like I'm fatter. Feel my back.
Your back fat.
My back fat is plump.
Yeah. How's the
I'm
chair?
plumped.
How's your?
It's gotten better. I've kind of have you kind of sunk into it?
Yeah, I hate it.
Do you do this where you sink into a chair and all of a sudden, like, I'm touching every part of the chair now? I've just
Yeah.
like
Honestly,
kind of blobbed.
I might look into some new chairs. Those two chairs after this podcast.
We can check the streets outside.
Yeah. We'll see what's outside of by the dumpster. Maybe there's like a stump or something. I don't know. Yeah, and you've promoted the movie, but anything else you want to send people your way to you? Convos.
No. Yeah, Convos. I think I'm releasing an album next month.
What?
Yeah, I forgot. I keep forgetting about that, but I'm just self-releasing it. Yeah, Layla and I, we made a record. We used to be like a little band, and so we made a record last year, and I'm going to put it out.
Where do we
We'll
find
make
it?
some videos. I think it'll be on Spotify and Apple Music and everything. Francis Falcon is the name of the group.
Oh, amazing.
Francis
And
Falcon.
you sing
Yeah.
and
And
any
play.
instruments?
Yeah. I think I played most of the stuff on it. We just had like a little basement studio, where we edit and make the videos and stuff, and then I do sound design and stuff like
Oh,
that. But yeah. Francis Falcon Portrait is the name of the record. It'll be everywhere that you buy or listen to for free your music.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
I should have brought that
Download
up
the
earlier in
album.
the podcast. Fuck. I'm an idiot.
You're just too talented.
Yeah,
You do
no
too
one
many
makes it.
things.
No one makes it
Thanks.
this far. The retention has
Yeah,
dropped
yeah,
long
exactly.
ago.
I know, it's
long
like-
ago.
Halfway through my earlier monologue, I was like, I don't think anyone's still listening to this. Like, I got to be super fans, and not of me.
They listen.
Yeah.
And on that depressing note, thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe to us, rate our show, whatever platform you're listening on, and leave us a comment. Maybe we'll send you something in the mail if we read your comment or your rating. Who knows? But and also check out mahalomydude.com. Check out our merch. Black Friday sale on now.
Such good merch. You guys have good merch.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Wish I had some for you.
I know. Look at that.
I
Jason's
gotta-
got it on.
Maybe we got a sticker pack or something. I don't know. I'll
Yeah.
take the socks right off my feet for you.
I had your sticker on my laptop forever, and then I switched laptops. so I need a new one.
We actually make chairs now. That's our. You can take it home if you like.
Yes. But seriously, thanks, guys. I'm very pleased and honored to be here. Thank you. I always love hanging with you.
That's all, folks. As always.
That's all, folks.
Is this the new thing?
I did that in the last pod, and it worked way better than it did this time. But normally we do this.
Thank you for listening to Feeding Off Each Other. Please subscribe for more great podcasts.